Thank you. Please share the video. Thank you. Thank you. Leave a comment after the live is over. I appreciate you, Daryl. Thank you so much for that. Let's talk about this topic right here. So, just before I came here, I was on one of my sisters in the Manospheres platform, and they were talking about shit testing women. How did we get here, gentlemen? Why are we trying to take the position of women so badly? What is going on? Now men are shit testing women. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. I won't show you, okay? Because out of respect for her, because I've never really engaged her personally before, and I'm being respectful. But I'm just going to tell you what transpired, okay? Now, gentlemen, you absolutely must learn how to listen to women, okay? Learn how to listen to women for your own good, okay? So you can know what you're dealing with, okay? In terms of listening to women so you can follow exactly what she said, you gotta be careful with that. Or because you're listening to her because she's pandering to your talking points, you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful. A woman is a woman for a reason. You are a man for a reason. Okay? Now, you can listen to a woman and learn how she thinks, but that's a function of time. You have to process that because you're a man. What she's saying is not necessarily supposed to make instant sense to you unless you've been around this stuff like me for a long time. What is it saying? It's saying Facebook, having trouble. Is you on Facebook? All right, Facebook, go somewhere. I don't have time for this. We don't got time for this. There you go. So you got to be careful when you sit on a round table around women. Women are teaching you how to interact with women. You got to be careful with that. Outside of listening actively to your romantic partner so you can learn how to deal with her, you got to be careful with that. We can learn from anybody, obviously, right? You know, definitely we can learn from anybody, right? So what were they talking about? They were talking about questions to ask on a first date. And yeah, they were, and let me share with you some of the stuff, right? Somebody said test her with her triggers. I'm like, God, test her with triggers. Trigger her. Come on now. Gentlemen, we don't do that. For multiple reasons, arrays of reasons. You're not supposed to have time for that. Come on. You're not supposed to have time for that. Sunshine, you got it completely correctly. That's absolutely correct. Shit testing, you're operating from a place of fear. Nothing good comes out of that, okay? Now, the reason why women will get away with that is because women are protected when it comes to emotional matters in society. You know, they get away with this stuff. You know, they get away with this, you know. You say the wrong thing to her, she's going to drag your ass, you know. You're getting your feminine energy, this is what's going to happen.
Fuck wrong with you, nigga?
Come on, where my glasses?
Get off of me before I drop your goofy ass again. Now beat that, bitch ass nigga. Pay for this shit, hurry up.
No,
Pay for that shit and hurry up before I drop your ass again. Touch me, get on the drop.
Stop video for they
Quit
help
touching
me.
me.
You got my key.
Quit touching me,
help
bitch.
you.
No,
Help you.
And if God helps you and police shows up, you as a man may end up being the one to go to jail. Right? Just the reality. Is it fair? You're right, whatever you think the answer is. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not relevant. Right? It's not relevant. But you're shit testing a woman. Why? Because you want to date to marriage, so you should ask her all these questions. Somebody said, test her with the trigger. Somebody said, mention KS, mention Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate and see how she reacts to them. Like, what? Why do you want to do that? Why do you have so much time to be doing that with a woman? Why do you have time for bullshit? Gentlemen, why? Oh yeah, because I'm looking to date to marry, so I gotta make sure that everything is correct. Dude, this is gonna turn out badly for you. She puts her guards up. You're not gonna learn anything about her. Okay, yeah. So she overreacts to Kevin Samuels when you brought it up. So now you know she's a feminist and she'd be a terrible wife. That's so inaccurate in so many ways. This is why I keep saying it. Men don't know how to they don't know how to recognize a feminine woman because they are looking for toxic women. So guess what they do? They attract exactly what they fear the most. You will continue to attract what you fear the most. That's just the reality. Why? Because you're a spiritual being. You're not just some physical body walking around. You carry energy, right? And the energy you bring to the table, the feminine energy will multiply for you. That's just the reality. So you want to shit test her and say, well, what you think about Kevin Samuels? So she can overreact so that we can finally find out that you wasted your time. Why are you going on a date with somebody you're already on a fence like that about with? Why are you wasting a second on the phone with a person you feel the need to shit test? How come you're not able to detect certain things ahead of time? Oh no, but you're being unrealistic, man. You've been out of the game for like 15 years, so you don't know what we're talking about. Exactly. But you're telling on yourself. You just told me you're going to shit test a woman when you go out on a date. Right? Ask her questions about love and hip hop and see if she supports Erica Mena. What? First of all, how did you know whom Erica Mena is? Who is that? Why is that a real life thing for you? Erica Mena, I know she's a character on the reality TV shows, but how did that end up in your real life, bro? So you're gonna mention the name of Erica Mena? You don't think that's going to? You don't know? You never heard before that what you focus on expands? You never heard that before? All right, so gentlemen, here's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you have to shit test a woman, you don't need to be dating. You got work to do. Okay? You don't need to be dating. I'm bossy, going near marriage. Please don't do that to yourself. All right? You will chop break fast really badly. Because again, remember what I just told you. What you fear the most, you will attract. It might be in weird, twisted ways to you, but to me, it makes sense that you attract what you fear the most. You'll be looking for what you're looking for, you will find because you're a spiritual being. Because everything you see, even if it's good, the only thing you're going to see is your fear. Literally. That's what's going to happen. Women should test you not because they're being deliberate about it. It's not an intentional thing. It's the feminine energy testing your core to see if you will fall apart. It's chaotic. It is what it is. You're supposed to bring that structure, safety, order, security into it, and it's going to be tested. That's just the reality. But no, let me get in my feminine too and shit test her intentionally. Don't do that. If you're going out on a date, you're going there to have a good time, to get to know a person. Your fear, you have to keep that outside of the door. I know it's easier said than done because you know what you know. You can't unlearn what you already know. You know everything about all these terrible women out here. So naturally, what are you looking for? Terrible women. Even if she's a good woman, you can't recognize it. Even if she's feminine, you can't recognize it because what are you going to do? Let me test her to make sure it's not going to come out. Let's see if she hates men. Really? I'm taking a deep breath. All right, so when you say you're struggling, when you tell me you're struggling in this space, right, in the dating scene right now, and you say, oh, you've been out of the game. You're right, I've been out of the game, but you just told me 2 or 3 things. Like, oh, it's no wonder why you're struggling. Women multiply the status of the men in the society. It's the reality. Okay? Now you have a choice. You can become a passport bro and travel out to somewhere else. But guess what? That's your shadow. It follows you everywhere you go. Somehow, some way, your reality, you can avoid it all you want. You can't avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. Okay? All right, so let's move on. I got two more stories I want to cover if that's okay with you. Let's get there because once I don't cover them today, they basically go away, you know. So let's get to that.